Hey guys, welcome back. So it's a little bit late and I couldn't stop myself from making this video. So I had to write these notes, and basically what I wanted to talk about was this idea of being honest. And of course, I wouldn't be honest with myself if I didn't finish this video. I did a prior video at the doctor's office about the subconscious mind and how that's the fastest way we can basically interpret information, and the faster we can interpret information is going to be the more complex and vivid we can see these glosses or these paradigms a lot more readily. Now, Dr. Blake Blanton actually had a book called Radical Honesty, and what he said was that what's very important for us to have intimacy is going to be radically honest, to the point that we're speaking of taboo things or anything that is on the border of being offensive. Now, we see this, and we want to have intimacy with others, with people in our work environments, and with ourselves. Why is this so important? Basically in life, there's a challenge, and you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest because you're doing, of course, people, will ask you, like, do you feel like you're fulfilling your purpose? Do you feel like you're living your dream? Just like people will ask me if I'm being honest with this NoFap challenge. And whether I'm telling the truth every single time that I'm saying that I'm not fapping. Now, of course, a good way to find this is the indicator of how our body actually is. In one of the videos that I had for Orlando, it basically is telling you that, you will be a little bit more clear-minded, your body will show better skin, it radiates a lot more energy, and you can kind of see how people are grooming themselves because, of course, you're more healthy. Now, what I see this is very similar to how people follow their journeys, and what I wanted to speak of is, like, you don't know until you actually follow through what you say you're gonna do. Now, I want to do this for the entire year, but I won't know until I actually finish through the entire year. I can't say that, porn is really bad for you. I can't say this. I'm just telling you what I think is true, but it doesn't mean it's the absolute truth. It's just knowing it from my perspective. But again, that's going back into being empathetic. Now, you don't want to lie to yourself. You don't want to have regrets. And what happens is that a lot of people, they go through this whole entire challenge and they'll do it for 1, 2, 3 months, and basically they'll say, okay, I have everything that I need. I don't need to do this anymore. I don't like the feeling of not masturbating. And this is just like alcohol, like you have this whole streak of drinking alcohol, and it's not good for you. You make bad decisions on it. And basically, it doesn't help you in any relationships, and it doesn't help you function as well, and you become addicted to it. So it's the same idea. And what happens is that you have to be honest with yourself. You want to be able to say, hey, all right, maybe I do have a problem, and I want to follow through with what is necessary to do this. But you don't know. Now, you can't say that you won't masturbate for the rest of your life, but you can do this challenge. As someone may say, it may be important for you to understand what will happen if you do it. You can learn something new about yourself, especially if you're trying to kind of be consistent with this whole lifestyle. Something that you want to take in consideration is that sometimes being able to do it in moderation is very important. So let's just say that you want to masturbate, but just once a week, and you're not doing porn, so you don't have that abstract idea of what sex looks like, that over exaggeration, and maybe you need to fully function in the world, just because having too much testosterone on a daily basis doesn't help you. So having that in your idea of how you want to approach this is very important. Now, knowing what is going to be how you approach it is going to be another manner, especially if you're trying to have supports. Remember, because without supports, you won't be able to do it yourself, and you won't be able to have people cheer you on. Now, this is a whole community, and it's something that you want to take in consideration, because as we've learned, this builds relationships, right? Being able to let people know, hey, these are my intentions. I know that I'm not the best at doing this, but it's very important for me to express myself. You know, like, I am very attracted to you, and I want to let you know. I don't want to be that guy that says he's a friend and then says, you know, I want sex. I want to let you know that I want sex, but I'm willing to be a friend and see how this goes. Same thing with people from higher status and people of power. They know that when people are honest with them, it's very genuine, because a lot of people aren't genuine with these individuals. Just like someone that's very beautiful, they know that people are always trying to please them and they're not being very honest. You know, so having this idea in your mind is something that you want to take in consideration, because it's creating the intimacy that you need, especially to function in the world. Now, of course, this doesn't mean to ruin every single situation that you might have friends or a partner or a social circle, because that is just not smart. You're not being smart with what you're doing. You're ruining these relationships that can help you, and these people won't look at you the same. And again, as I spoke about with how we are influenced by others through our subconscious, we need other people to let us know how to do this. Now, of course, there's etiquettes, but you know, that comes with time and place, because you can polish yourself through that. And you know, having the idea that sometimes you have to be honest to gain this respect is very important. It's called the kairotic moments. It's basically saying that there is a time and place for everything that may need to be possible. Of course, you don't know what's going to happen, so what is important is that you do it because you develop that instinct, that gut instinct that is telling you, hey, this may not look perfect, but you know this is the right time to do it. So just like this is not the perfect thing, but I know this is the most important thing that is very crucial for me to basically release the other 3 videos that I have, especially the one that is speaking of the levels of why you might be masturbating. It might be a deeper issue, especially if you're doing it because you're lonely, horny, tired, whether it's you're bored. You can see where you are in these rates of happiness, and then you can change it. So this is going to be a 2-part video, especially from the doctor's office, because what happens is that with the subconscious, you start accessing the deeper issues, and that is the most important thing that you want to take out of this. Now, having that in mind, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, because whether you want to do this is something that you want to take into consideration. Because again, I am a person that advocates for porn, because I feel like it's the truest expression of humans, and it's the freest expression of people in general. I feel like it celebrates us being sexual beings. But of course, I personally don't know. I only know what I feel like is true. So until I actually go through this process, I won't be able to tell you that porn is bad for you. I will follow up by reading your brain on porn and kind of give you some background and see if you can make your own decision on whether you wanted to do this. Now, the other 3 videos are going to be based on telling the truth and accepting what you have conscious in your mind to the subconscious, and those other 2 videos are going to be from Orlando and Clearwater about why you're relapsing and what to do to stop that relapse by not forcing yourself and having that power of will. Alright guys, so hopefully this helps. I needed to do this video because I knew that if I didn't, I'd be lying to myself. So I'm out and about what I just talked about. Peace.